Hey everyone, it's Corey. Surprise! This is the new hair situation. It's a big departure from what I've had throughout the whole channel, but I just wanted to film this video and kind of like go over what me and my hairdresser Kayla did with my cut, what I did with the color and everything. So just to give some like background about the hair history, I had an undercut. We would do a 1.5 all the way from like the sides all the way back, and there was like a little triangle in the back where the undercut would taper. But actually no, I lied. It wouldn't even taper. It would just be like the point of the undercut, and it was just blunt all the way across. Like it was like a disconnected undercut. So it was like a 1.5 like all the way back, and then the top we just like let grow out. I don't even know how long we let it grow out, but the long hair is like dead right now, so whatever. And the sides of it, like everything that wasn't the long part, so like the sides and the back, they were all my virgin hair. Virgin is like unprocessed, like your natural hair that grows out of your scalp. And it was like a level 2, like dark, like brown. Like a dark neutral brown, like almost black. And the top, as everyone knew, it was like silver. And to do that, we did a double process. This is whenever my roots came in. We did a double process of L'Oreal Quick Blue Bleach using 30 volume developer. We left the first one on for about 40 minutes. We left the second one on for about a half an hour. I want to say it kind of like, we just kind of eyeballed it until I was like really pale yellow, and then I would do the toning myself. And just after a while, like my hair wasn't particularly fried because I was very good with like maintenance of like the porosity and the integrity of my hair. Like I did a lot of protein treatments, I did like a lot of masks and everything. So it's not that it was like fried, but I just knew that my hair was not where it once was when it was like natural. So basically I had like two things going on. I had like virgin hair, and then I had high lift silver all on the top, like a lot of over processed silver all the way through the top. So getting into like the new cut and the new color, what we did was I probably had like a good 6 inches all the way through the top, and it was like down to like my lip, if that is any point of reference to you guys. So the actual like point of the undercut came right around where my nape is. Oh, I'm sorry, not where my nape is, where my crown is. So, like, right at, like, the back of my head, there was, like, a point that came, you know, it was a triangle that, like, tapered down. So, the first thing, we kind of started the cut from the back, and first what she did was she, like, hacked off a bunch of length from, like, right there up into about right here. I'm not a cosmetologist, so, like, I'm going off of, like, what Kayla is telling me. Like, normal men's haircuts are from like the invisible line from ear to ear, and then it starts fading back. So mine is actually a little bit further than that because we needed to like blend out the triangle into like my actual hair, and because it was such like a blunt line between where the undercut was and where my like really short sides were, we just need to like let this all grow out a little bit so that we can continue blending it, because there was just nothing for it to blend down into, so she needed to start blending back a little bit higher up, which is totally fine. Our issue is that the undercut is such like a choppy cut, like it's like disconnected, so it's like one length and then a completely different length. It's very hard to like gracefully come out of an undercut, so I had no reference picture. I was just like, Kayla, I want about 2.5 inches on the top being like my highest layer. I want you to cut in a lot of chunky texture. I want the back to start fading down, and I want to keep the sides like disconnected in the meantime. And that's like exactly what she did. I mean, if you can see like right through here, like it's all like irregular lengths, and that's because she chopped in like a lot of texture into it just to like remove like a lot of the weight and to I wanted height to it, so that was like to make sure that like it wouldn't be way down and so that it would like stay pretty high up, and it's like pretty voluminous. I use Bumble and Bumble Sumo Tech to do it. It's like a cross between a pomade and a wax. I think it's water based, but yeah, it has like a kind of medium shine, like natural shine finish, and it just like it's like workable texture, so I could like keep working it throughout the day if I want. It doesn't like harden, if you know what I mean. And back with the cut, there's a lot of like chunky texture. It like fades right through my right through my crown, and then like the sides are pretty much just connected. And yeah, I told her to keep the front a little bit longer so I could do this little like wave dippy thing, and I really like this whole like wave situation thing. So first what I did for my color was, you know, I had 2 different lengths and 2 different colors going on, like the top was silver. So first what I did was I used a 4G, which is like a golden dark brown. Like G stands for gold, like that kind of thing. So, and a 4 is like a dark brown. And because the silver was like so porous, I knew that like that dark brown would like fill right up into it and like really go dark. And it pretty much went to like a really, really, really dark brown. It was like almost my natural color, but had more gold into it. So, and I just did I did that 4G using 20 volume developer because I needed to do a fill color, so to speak, like to kind of bridge the gap between like those 2 extremes. So I did like a brown in the middle to like even it all out before I went all over with the red color. And the real reason why I did that was because I used high lift color, and high lift color works best on dark hair. High lift color actually works best on virgin hair, so I knew that the sides would go well, but I wasn't quite sure about the top because I had really processed bleached hair with brown on top of it, and then going right in with high lift, I didn't think it would like do as much. So what I did was I used L'Oreal Excellence HiColor, reds for dark hair only, high lift color in H7 Sizzling Copper. This is what the box looks like. There is a developer that goes with that line, but I actually really like the one and only Argan Oil hair color cream developers. They look like this, and I have it in 20 and 40. So I got 20 and 40 because high lift color kind of suggests that you use 30 volume developer. So I just mixed 20 and 40 because when you mix 20 and 40, you get 30 volume developer. But, so yeah, I just mixed it. It's a really strange ratio you have to mix these with, like, because this has 1.74 grams in it, and you're supposed to mix a whole tube with 2 ounces of peroxide. So it's not really 1-to-1, and it's not really 1 to 1.5. It's like 1 to 1.2. Like, I don't know, it was confusing. I just kind of eyeballed it, I'm not gonna lie. So I mixed 20 and 40 and the color together for my sides, which made, so the sides were 30 volume with the color. And I probably let that process for about 40 minutes. And then for the top, I mixed 20 volume with that color. And that actually didn't lift me high enough, so I had to repeat that process. Oh, and I only left that one on for 20 minutes. Like, I let this one sit 20 minutes, then I put the top on for 20 minutes, let both of them process an additional 20 minutes. So that's like 40 and 20, rinse. However, the top didn't quite go to the... It didn't quite match up, so I had to do that again. I left, I did 20 volume for a half an hour on the top predominantly, and that was pretty much just because like I had like processed hair, not virgin hair on the top, so the high lift color isn't as receptive to hair that's already been colored. Now as for the color that I was going for, I was thinking that Sizzling Copper was going to be like this really fiery, like orange based Auburn that was like maybe like a level 4. However, I just think it looks, in the sunlight and in like certain lights, you can definitely tell that it has like this like vibrant kind of like coppery orange vibe to it. But really, I just think it looks red, but it's like a very like jewel toned red, and I think it looks like absolutely stunning. Like, I really do like it. However, Kayla's gonna like throw in some like man highlights onto the top to give me some more like texture and some like dimension, because even though this is like a really dimensional red, like I just want like actual like color variation. Like, I want more like golden copper highlights thrown into the red. The haircut is still like in the process, but this is the first thing that we did to leave the undercut, and I really like how it came out. We're still letting, like, for blending purposes, we need to let the sides grow out a little bit more and like the back grow out a little bit more so that it all like blends 360. But, and the color is still a work in process, but this is what the new hair is. It's so weird because I was like the coolest of cool toned hairs. Like, I was silver, and now here I am with like red trying to be orange. Like, so funny. But I think when I'm tan and like in the summer, it's gonna look really good. So that's like my hope. And I just wanted my hair short. Like, the undercut was like fun and all, but like the length was pissing me off and like all this stuff. But yeah, I just want to disclaim again that I am not licensed. I'm not a hairdresser. I have a bunch of hairdresser friends. So, I have, like, a good working knowledge of hair. So, yeah. I hope you have a good day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.